How many verses are there to the Star-Spangled Banner? Does anybody know? Whoever guesses gets a free album. Who said 3? Ah, that girl right there. So I'll have to go get it and bring it back to you, though, here in just a sec. But you will get an album, yes. The second verse is, on the shore dimly seen, through the midst of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread, silence reposes. What is that which the breeze or the towering steep, as it furfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning first beam. In full glory reflected now, shines on the stream. 'Tis the Star-Spangled Banner, oh long may it wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. That's the second verse. The third verse, oh thus be it ever when free men shall stand between their loved homes and their war desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that the hath made and preserved us in a nation. Then conquer we must, for our cause it is just. This is our motto, in God we trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those are the other two. Thank you. So I'm going to sing an a cappella song here for you. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside let freedom ring. My native country, thee, land of the noble free, thy name I love. I love thy rocks and rills, thy woods and templed hills. My heart with rapture thrills, let that above. Let music swell the breeze and ring from all the trees, sweet freedom's song. Let mortal tongues awake, let all that breath partake. Let rocks thy silence break, the sound prolong. Our fathers God, to thee, author of liberty, to thee we sing. Long may our land be bright with freedom, this holy light. Protect us by thy might, great God, our King. Thank you. How about America the Beautiful? Everybody know that one? I love these books. They have all the old verses. It's great. Anyways, you're not bored or anything? No? Okay. Good. Do we all remember where we were on September 11th? Yeah? It was one of those mornings that I don't listen to the radio in the morning. I don't listen to anything in the morning. I like real peaceful mornings. Yeah, I don't have any kids. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, I get to work. I work at the high school. Been there for a long time. And that was back 10 years ago. They all had TVs in every room. Well, I get to work. I go in, and up on the TV, everybody was watching the airplanes hit the buildings. Well, what did I say, you know? Hey, what movie are we watching? You know, to think, you know, how that could happen in such a quick blink of an eye. and all the people that helped to rescue and save people and gave their lives. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining seas. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stern in passion stress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thy every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in love. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved to liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, God shed thy every fine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Sing with me. Oh, beautiful for patriots' dream that sees beyond the years, thy alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, may God thy grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Thank you. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. Thank you.
We would like to welcome and thank everyone for coming to the Casa Grande Youth Commission September 11th Night of Remembrance ceremony for the 10th anniversary.
To start the night off, I'd like to ask that you please rise and help me welcome the Boy Scout Troop 919 and Cub Scout Pack 919, who will be performing the presentation of colors and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing while we have Alexis Reeves of Cactus Middle School to sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars once we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets would glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Alexis. You may be seated. Now I would like to invite Operation Iraq Freedom Ventured Corporal Justin McBride of the Marine Corps to the stage to explain the meaning of the flag we have here today.
Good evening. Like she said, my name is Justin McBride, former corporal of the United States Marine Corps. Before I get into the flag, I just wanted to talk to you guys about 10 years ago where I was. Because I'm pretty sure when you woke up this morning, that's the first thing you thought about. 10 years ago, where were you? What were you doing? And I can bet probably 99% of us know exactly where we were, what we were wearing, and what we were thinking. 10 years ago, I woke up to my father saying, "Come in here, you have to see this." As I walked in, the TV was on, and you could tell something was wrong. The first plane had hit the World Trade Center. We didn't quite know what was going on. The newscasters were looking. Everybody was confused. And then as I look up, I thought it was a replay. You see a plane enter the screen. Then all of a sudden you look up and you see the word live. And then the news reporter looks back, and you can tell by the look on their face that it's live, in action, the second plane. Everything went silent in our house, on TV, and everyone around the world as they watched that second plane hit. And at that moment, we all knew our country had changed. We knew it was no accident. And inside of us, each and every American that day, it brought out something. It brought that pride for our country. After I graduated high school, I ended up joining the United States Marine Corps. And that's actually where this flag comes from. This flag went all the way to Iraq and has come back so we could share it here with you guys here today in remembrance of everyone on September 11th who lost their life, and for all our service members who have fought from the beginning of our country's time until now to ensure we have our freedom. So as you guys look at this flag, I want you to remember that, everyone that has lost their lives from 1776 all the way till today. Because September 11th is one thing in our history that made us stronger as a country. So just take that with you as you leave here, and remember that that wasn't only a sad day, it was a happy day because it brought out everyone's pride all across the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. We appreciate your kind contribution to tonight's ceremony. And now we have Cactus Middle School Choir that has prepared a special song to sing for us.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say, stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet, whose stern impassioned stress on thoroughfare for freedom he across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw. Confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in love. Oh, beautiful for patriotry that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster cities big, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Wow, that was great. Thank you, Cactus. Now I would like to welcome Fire Chief Scott Miller to deliver the Fireman's Prayer.
Good evening. When I am called to duty, God, wherever flames may rage, give me the strength to save some life, whatever be its age. Help me embrace a little child before it is too late, or save an older person from that horror of that fate. Enable me to be alert, to hear the weakest shout, then quickly and efficiently to put the fire out. I want to fill my calling, Lord, to give the best in me, halting all the fear and pain, protecting life and property. And when that moment comes, dear Lord, when end of life draws near, I trust to your eternal love all those who I hold dear.
Thank you, Chief Miller. Now I'd like to invite Mayor Bob Jackson to say a few words.
You know, I think, first of all, I'd like to thank the Youth Commission for doing this tonight. I think they've been doing this for several years, and I think every year it gets bigger and better. So please give them all a big hand. I'd also be remiss if we didn't acknowledge their advisors. They do have two adult advisors, Jim Rhodes, who's hiding back in the back somewhere, and Donna McBride, as well as two of our city council people that are liaisons, Carl Montoya and Matt Herman. So if you please give them a hand as well. You know, generally when I'm asked to speak with groups, I can figure out what I want to say fairly quickly and kind of put it into words. But for some reason today, when they first asked me, it seemed like I was having a lot of trouble. And I think part of it is there's so many pieces to 9/11. It's really hard to kind of focus on one or two issues. And I think that's probably why, as I thought about what I wanted to say tonight, I just seemed to have a lot of trouble with it. But I think as I thought through all those things, I thought about what the world was like prior to 9/11. And if any of you fly very often, I mean, I don't because I don't like to fly, but remember back in the days when you didn't have to go through the TSA to fly? That's all things that happened because of 9/11. 10 years ago, 10 and a half years ago, a lot of people may have heard of Afghanistan, probably didn't know where it was, didn't know who the Taliban was, who Al-Qaeda was, probably knew where Iraq was only because we'd been in a war with them earlier. But now I don't think that there's very many people in the country that don't know those things. And I think remembrances like this are really good to kind of make us go back and refocus on where we are and what we do and what we stand for. There's been a lot of other societal changes that have happened too. Certainly I think there's been an increase in patriotism. I know before the ceremony started today, I was talking to a gentleman about my age, a little younger I guess, but had served in Vietnam. And certainly I think the war in Iraq and Afghanistan and 9/11 have really increased the feeling of patriotism in our country, and I think that that's a good thing. I think we're lucky to live here, and I think sometimes we lose sight of all of the advantages that we have. I think we have more concern for our personal safety than we had 10 years ago. I think we volunteer more than we did 10 years ago because I think people realize that when you volunteer to do things, it makes you feel better about yourself. I think we've seen an upsurge in people that have joined the military because of 9/11. Certainly, I talked earlier about airport security. Certainly, there is, and that just keeps getting tighter and tighter as we go on. And it's unfortunate because flying used to be fun, and now it's become a chore. I also think you're going to see other improvements as we go along in the world, and sometimes that's what comes out of unfortunate circumstances like 9/11. We were looking at some quotes last night as I was preparing this, and I wanted to read this because I thought it was a really good synopsis of 9/11. It's a quote by David Payne, who was a co-founder and president of My Good Deed. Collectively, through our positive actions that help others in need, we will create a remarkable and lasting tribute that will forever honor those we lost on 9/11 and demonstrate emphatically that goodness ultimately wins out over evil. You think about the 10th anniversary of 9/11, and it's certainly an opportunity for us to create change in our own community as well as across the United States. Would ask that you all use your time, talent, and resources to help others. I'd like to leave you with just a quick quote that I don't know how many of you watched some of the ceremonies on TV this morning, but I thought this particular quote really typifies the citizens of our country. And its quote is, "During the darkest times, you see the best in people." And I think that's really true. And I think maybe as you go home tonight, if you think about what you can do to make our community a better place, this whole ceremony has been worthwhile. So God bless all of you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Jackson. Next, I would like to invite Police Commander Scott Sjerven to the stage to speak.
Good evening. Out of over 2,900 people who lost their lives on September 11, 2001, during the attacks on our nation, 343 were firefighters and 71 were law enforcement officers. We at the Casa Grande Police Department are honored, yet very humbled at the opportunity to represent that group of law enforcement officers at this memorial event. They gave the ultimate sacrifice in their service to their community, and for that we are proud of them and identify them as true heroes. However, there were many heroes that fateful day. Although over 2,900 people lost their lives, most of the 40,000 people who were in the Twin Towers escaped. There was over 6,200 people that were injured and had to be treated by medical personnel. There are thousands of accounts of people helping each other to get out of the tragedies in New York and Washington, most of which we will probably never hear about. Heroes ruled the day, not only as a result of public safety personnel coming to the rescue, but because of ordinary people like many of you here today. We're faced with an unfolding tragedy and step forward to assist their fellow man, regardless of the danger to themselves. Heroes step forward not only on that day, but continually since the attacks. On September 11, 2001, over 3,200 children lost a parent. Family and friends have stepped forward to try to fill those voids. In the ongoing war against terror since the attacks, almost 7,500 servicemen and women have lost their lives. Another 100,000 U.S. military personnel have been wounded in some way. The men and women of our military are also true heroes. We at the Casa Grande Police Department are proud that several of our officers and civilian employees have served in Iraq and Afghanistan. Officers Frank Alanis, Chris Daniels, Michael Bloomer, Scott Tracy, Joshua Wright, Jeff Thornton, Sergeant Reginald Winston, and civilian employees Cornelius Riley and Cara Kramer have all served honorably in defending their country and protecting us here at home in this fight against terrorism. I would like to read to you a quote from President George Bush in reference to September 11th attacks. He said, "Great harm has been done to us. We have suffered a great loss. And in our grief and anger, we have found our mission and our moment. Freedom and fear are at war. The advance of human freedom, the great achievement of our time, and the great hope of every time now depends on us. Our nation, this generation, will lift a dark thread of violence from our people and our future. We will rally the world to this cause by our efforts and by our courage. We will not tire, we will not falter, and we will not fail." I would like to add, we will never forget our brothers and sisters in the fire and emergency services, law enforcement, and the United States military who have bravely given their lives so others can be safe, secure, and free. In the words of Lee Greenwood, I am proud to be an American, or at least I know I am free. Thank you all for allowing me to speak tonight to honor our military personnel, law enforcement, and firefighters.
Thank you, Commander Sjerven. Have you guys noticed all the displays that have been hung around the park this afternoon? Over the past few weeks, we have been invited young people from around the city to help create their own memories of September 11th, 2001, and what it means to them. Tonight, many of you have also had the opportunity to share yours. We hope that you have taken a moment to read all of these touching tributes. Thanks for everyone who participated. Now we would like you to join us in the lighting of the candles. You will need to break your candles in the middle and shake them lightly to ignite them.
These candles stand to honor our heroes, soldiers, veterans, police, fire personnel, and Border Patrol. All of these men and women have devoted their lives to keep our country safe, whether it was 40 years ago or today on the 10th anniversary.
We light these candles for all the lives lost during the tragedy of September 11th. We light our candles for the American citizens who stand tall to honor and fight our country at all times.
Last but not least, let the light of our candles be a symbol of hope. Hope that we will all do our part to keep our country safe, including Casa Grande. No one has to experience the heartbreak of September 11th again. We invite you to pay tribute to all those affected by the attacks of September 11th, 2001 in a moment of silence.
Now we are happy to introduce Moriah Rodriguez of Cactus Middle School, who will be singing for us.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you.
Thank you, Moriah. This night of remembrance is a reflection of all young people of Casa Grande who wanted to show how much we care and respect who fight for our country. Our candles may not burn to Washington, Pennsylvania, or even Iraq, but we know that we are all here and we are remembering, learning, and we are even celebrating the fact that we stand here in a free country.
Thank you everyone for coming to the Casa Grande Youth Commission's 10th anniversary, September 11th Night of Remembrance ceremony. To end the ceremony, we'd like to welcome the VFW Post 1677 to close the night with taps. Once again, thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and I'd also like to thank everyone that performed before the ceremony, including Calvary Chapel, Ironwood Elementary School, and Brad Kepler. Thank you. That was everyone, right?